You're smart, we know that. But you keep getting played. Let's fix that, right now. We are going to break down exactly how you can flip the script, how you can go from being on the defensive to holding all the cards, in every single room you walk into.
I mean, you know it. You know you're intelligent. You're faster than most people, right? You see the angles they completely miss. You have every reason to be confident. You've earned it.
And yet, despite all that brain power, you keep finding yourself on the back foot. In that big meeting, that negotiation, even in your personal life. Somehow you end up losing ground. And half the time, you're not even sure how it happened. It's maddening.
It's this simple, frustrating loop, isn't it? They smile at you, you trust them, and then you lose. You lay your cards on the table, and they're just quietly calculating their next move. And you're left there thinking, why do I always feel like the prey?
Okay, so what is really going on here? Here's the truth. You're playing on a battlefield, but it's disguised to look like polite society. See, you believe in playing fair. They believe in one thing: leverage. Power doesn't care about your good intentions. It respects strategy.
And this right here, this is the heart of the problem. You're walking around with these unwritten covert contracts in your head. You give kindness and you expect loyalty back. You show honesty, so you expect them to be honest too. But here's the thing. That's not a contract. It's a wide-open vulnerability. It's a weakness, and they are absolutely using it against you.
So let's just reframe this whole thing. This isn't about being the loudest or the strongest. Think about it for a second. Why is it that the quietest person in the room is often the one with all the real power? It's like asking, why do foxes survive among lions? It's not about brute force. It's about being smarter.
And I want to be perfectly clear about this. Your problem is not a lack of intelligence. It's a strategic error. You're losing because you're fighting out in the open. You show your hand way too early. You're just giving away information for free. And in this game, information is everything.
So how do we fix it? We start by giving you a completely new set of tools. Let's call them your weapons of concealment. This is all about mastering what you don't show. It's about learning how to use feigned ignorance and, more importantly, silence as your most powerful assets.
You know, we've all heard this Socrates quote, but we get it totally wrong. It's not about being humble. It's a weapon. It's strategic camouflage. See, when you show off how smart you are, people get defensive. Their egos flare up. But when you act like you just want to learn, their guards drop completely. Remember this: the one who asks the questions learns. The one who answers reveals everything.
Okay, so here's exactly what you do. From now on, you don't enter a conversation with an opinion. You enter it with a question. Stop trying to prove you're the expert. Instead, just use this one magic phrase: help me understand. Just saying that shifts the entire power dynamic. And this is the big one. You have to learn to love the silence. That awkward pause, don't rush to fill it. That's your territory. That's where they give the whole game away.
All right, now we're going to pivot. We're moving from just passively concealing to actively dismantling. This is the real core of the Socratic Method in action. You're going to learn how to use simple, innocent questions as surgical tools to take apart someone's entire argument without them even knowing they're being attacked.
Think of questions as your scalpels. Hey, what do you mean by that exactly? Or is that always true? Simple, curious-sounding questions. But what they do is force the other person to defend their own logic. When you make a statement, you have to defend it. When you ask a question, they have to defend themselves. Then you just repeat their answer back to them, nice and slow, and you wait.
Just hold that silence. Watch what happens. 1,
2. You see, all the pressure's on them now, not you.
3. That silence, it just amplifies every bit of doubt they have, and they will rush to fill it. They'll start talking, and they'll often give up the weakness in their own position. You didn't have to do a think.
Look, all these external tricks, they're useless if you're a mess on the inside. You can't control a room if you can't even control yourself. So now we've got to talk about building your inner fortress. This is the foundation that makes all the other stuff work.
And we're back to Socrates. The unexamined life is not worth living. Again, this isn't just some nice philosophical thought. This is about performing surgery on yourself. It's about looking at the parts of you that you pretend aren't there. Your ambition, your anger, your capacity for aggression. Carl Jung called it your shadow. Here's the deal. If you deny that inner wolf exists, you have zero control over it.
So the key isn't to deny that dark side. It's to integrate it. Acknowledge that you want to win, and then channel that energy consciously.
The next time you feel that pressure building up, don't just react. Instead, slow your breathing. Relax your jaw, lower your voice. And try this. Delay every emotional response by 10 seconds. Just count to 10. That little bit of detachment, that's your armor.
Okay, so let's put it all together. This isn't just a bunch of random tricks. It's a complete system. It's a system for mastering yourself and mastering every interaction you have. Let's walk through the whole path.
So, the path is pretty straightforward. Step 1, you conceal and observe, using strategic ignorance and silence. Step 2, you interrogate and dismantle, using those weaponized questions. Step 3, you integrate and control your inner self, your shadow. And only then, at the very end, do you move to Step 4, expose and dominate. You control the frame. You define what's real.
And I want to be really clear about this. The goal isn't to be a manipulator or to be cruel. The goal is to achieve what we call psychological sovereignty. What does that mean? It means you stop leaking information. You stop reacting based on pure emotion. You stop needing other people to approve of you. You operate from a place of solid, centered control.
Okay, we've gone through the theory, we've laid out the whole system. But listen, knowledge without action is completely useless. So the question is, what's your first move? How do you take this from just something you're watching and put it into practice today?
It really all boils down to this one simple, powerful truth. The person who controls the questions controls reality. If you can master asking questions of them and of yourself, you control the entire narrative. You define the psychological battlefield, and the one who defines the terrain always wins the war.
So here it is. Your first move is a commitment. You have to decide who you're going to be. So I want you to go down to the comments right now and type, "I move in silence." Make it real. Declare it. Your training starts this second. In the very next conversation you have, before you open your mouth to speak, just count to 3. And just watch what happens.